Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Rob here. So I'm gonna make a quick little clip here reacting to the big news that came out of the NFL today. As Myles Garrett, who originally asked for a trade from Cleveland, has agreed to a 4-year extension to become the highest non quarterback, the highest paid non quarterback in NFL history. He agreed to a 4-year, $140 million extension, including $123 million guaranteed. So Cleveland now, obviously, they have Deshaun Watson, who is the player with the most guaranteed money in the league with 230 million, and now Myles Garrett will pass Jared Goff and become the seventh player in the league in terms of guaranteed money. And the Browns also have the number 2 pick in the draft, so it's just interesting to see from a Browns perspective. It doesn't really look like there's any certain plan going forward right now. My initial reaction, I mean, good for Myles Garrett. Happy for him that he got his contract. I just don't understand sometimes when players put out a certain message or a certain persona, and then their actions don't follow the words they've been putting out to the media. Ultimately, this whole quote unquote trade request from Myles Garrett looked like a ploy to get more money from Cleveland. That's ultimately what happened. They basically bowed down to him, gave him his money, and after he, publicly said he wanted to get out of there because he wanted to go to a winning situation, that doesn't look like the truth whatsoever. Kind of takes me back a little bit, not as extreme, but kind of to the Jimmy Butler situation, recently with the Miami Heat. So, it's interesting all around. Like I said, good for Myles Garrett. He gets his contract. He's been, arguably the best defense player in the league the last couple of years. So he's obviously a hell of a player. It's just tricky for me sometimes when I see players not following their word, and then to see a team like Cleveland. I can only think of their fan base, because I mean, for how many years now, Cleveland, they've just been a disaster. They brought in Baker Mayfield, obviously, years ago. They finally won a playoff game. Then a couple of years later, they made Mayfield the scapegoat. Then they trade for a guy in Deshaun Watson, who hadn't played in over a year. He had so many, alleged sexual assaults against him. Then they go trade for him and give him the most guaranteed money that any player's ever received in NFL history. And yeah, like I said, now they have two guys who are in the top 7 of most guaranteed money in the league, while also having the number 2 overall pick. So they had the second worst record in the league last year. And yeah, they have so many holes that it's going to be incredibly hard for Andrew Berry, and the front office to figure out how to fill in all these holes when the majority of their money is guaranteed to 2 guys. And this is worth mentioning as well. Deshaun Watson will not be playing next year, as he recently ruptured his Achilles. So it's tricky all around. Once again, I guess congrats to Myles Garrett. Obviously, he got his big contract. Like I said, the biggest for a non-quarterback in NFL history. As for the Browns, I'm not really feeling this. I understand the people who are like, what do you mean? They kept Myles Garrett. Yeah, that part I understand, but to an extent. And I don't know. I'm not fully feeling this contract right now if I'm the Cleveland Browns. But yeah, guys, with all that said, it's gonna wrap it up. Just wanted to, give a quick little reaction. Obviously, we're gonna have a lot of more news coming our way tomorrow, as teams begin to meet with free agents tomorrow on Monday. But I just wanted to give a quick little reaction, give my initial thoughts on Myles Garrett signing a 4-year, $140 million extension with the Cleveland Browns after initially requesting a trade.